This is Redshift, our website builder platform, which we're going to show you how to use today. Just quickly, I'm going to illustrate basically what you're going to see when you create a website. So when you create your website, this is what you're going to get. Basically, it looks like nothing right now, as you can see, but I will show you how it comes to life in a moment. This is the front end of the website, and this is the only page that is on the site when you create a site with us. This is the back end of the website, and I'll show you more of this a little bit later. For right now, I just want to focus on the front end to show you how easy it is to use Redshift. Now, when you're logged in, you get this black bar at the top that gives you a couple of extra settings, admin settings, obviously, which allows you to access your backend as well. But the important one here is this big purple one in the middle that says Enable Visual Builder. This is our front-end Visual Builder. When I click that, it's going to load up the front-end Visual Builder, which is what makes Redshift so powerful. Now, there is a tour that you can take, but I'm going to jump right in. Right, so now it's loaded up as the builder, and now as I move my mouse over, I can see that little bits and pieces pop up. Now, what those little bits and pieces are editable blocks. And I can go in, the little cog icon is what allows me to edit any single one of these. If I click on that, then you'll see that the editor pops up, and there's that content which I can go in and simply edit now. When I'm finished, I save it by clicking the tick button down the bottom here. And then right at the bottom, there's these controls as well. And when I click on that, I get a save button, which will apply whatever changes I've made. Now, what also makes Redshift so super powerful is the fact that you have a library of layouts. We have a huge library of layouts. We've got 150 different layout packs. Each one has got 7 or 8 different pages in them, which makes for a total of 1,167 layouts. So to pull in a layout, so if I wanted to change this page, let's say I want to make it, there we go, cosmetics shop today. All right, if I click on any one of these layouts, I can see all the different pages that are available to me. If I click on any one of these pages, for example, I click on the home page, I can see it here in the preview, and this allows me to, get a bit of a preview and decide if I want to use it or not. And then there's also this important little tick button that says replace existing content. In other words, I can pull in this layout and just completely replace that awful page that was there. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to say use this layout and replace the existing content. Okay, just give it a sec to load up. And there we go. And now my page will reload with that layout that I've just chosen. Come on. Just a reminder, if you've got any questions along the way, please pop them in the chat box so we can answer them now. Also in terms of general support on our site, if you need any help at any point, we do have a forum on our main website. Right, there we go. We do have a forum on our website, our main website. If you see the top, there's a link here that says forum. If you come to our forums, you can ask us any questions you have at any time. So please use that. We're trying to build up the database there. All right, so here's all that content that that layout that I've just pulled in. I've just changed my whole front page. And now I can go in and obviously edit any one of these blocks, including the images. This is, as you can see, this is an image module. If I wanted to edit this image, I literally just click on this image. This opens up my image library. I can drop a file into here to upload it, or I can select from the existing media library to change the image to whatever I wanted. And obviously, why we call it a drag and drop builder is you can move these bits and pieces around. If you don't like the layout, you can literally just drag them. So this is a module, this is a module, and this is the column structure, but I can just literally drag this module across to that side, and I can grab this module and drag it across to this side, so that I've reversed it like that. It's got a three-way. All right, it's actually got a third column here as well. If I wanted to get rid of that, it would also be quite easy. I can just get rid of that column quite easily by editing the columns. Also, things like the padding, I could just literally click and drag to change that to make it a little bit tighter as I need. And obviously, like I said, when I'm finished with all of that, when I'm happy with how that looks, all I need to do to apply that change is to click the Save button. And now, obviously, those changes would be visible on the website, as it were. Right? John, any questions at this point so far?
Yes, a couple of questions. Greg has asked, what happens if you choose not to replace the existing content? Does it only change the style and layout?
Well, I mean, I would change the Latin, certainly. You'll find that a lot of the text is layout. What do you mean? Can you leave the images in? Yes, you can leave those images in, the ones that come.
So you had an existing page before you pulled that layout pack in.
Yeah.
Let's say you've built existing stuff and then you decide to pull in a layout pack. Will it append that layout pack to the bottom of that content, or will it replace everything?
Okay, that comes down to that little tick box, right? So let's go back there. If I go to load from library now, and I'll just go into where was it? There we go. My cosmetics shop. So I wanted to add the blog section on, for example, right? If I click on the blog layout, there's this tick box here that says replace existing content. This is the important one. So if I tick it, it's going to replace the existing content. It's going to wipe what I've got with and replace it with this. If I don't tick this, it's going to append it to the bottom, right? So if I now click on use this layout, it will append this layout to the bottom of my home page, essentially just extending the page.
Fantastic. Okay. Next question from Alex. I know we discussed this last week, but how do you get rid of the blue bar at the top of the page?
Okay, so the blue bar at the top of the page is actually in your, that you need to edit in your back end, right? So from the front end here, you can access the back end of your website. My website is called Training, right? Redshift is the main website, and when you create a site, you automatically get access to Redshift as well, so that you can access our forums mostly. The dashboard really won't look like anything at the moment. So the Training is my website that I've created, right? And this dashboard would take me into my backend dashboard, as it were, right? And this is the dashboard, how it looks when you arrive on your website. And okay, just briefly, everything in WordPress is accessible through this menu on the left-hand side. Right now, the first page is obviously dashboard and home, and you've also got a link to more sites. Then there's posts, which is for blog posts or ongoing news. Media is all your pictures, videos, etc. Pages is where you will create pages for static content, home, about us, etc., etc. Comments, I suggest you leave those off. They are off by default. Projects is a custom post type, which is good for portfolios. Ninja Forms is for creating forms, contact us forms, registration forms, that kind of thing. Appearance is where you're going to do a lot of your customization, a lot of your look and feel customization. And it's actually what I'm going to show you right now. So if I click on appearance, you don't really have an option of themes. You only have one theme here, but that theme is infinitely customizable. What I'm doing, I clicked on customize just below that, and that opens up this theme customization page where I have a preview of what we have. And well, there's a bunch of settings that that you want to play with, but this blue bar at the top is under the header and navigation section. It's it's what we call the secondary menu bar, and here's the background color on that secondary menu bar. And this you change just by dragging a color selector to wherever you like. Let's go with a nice green today. Okay. You might want to change the drop down to be consistent. So I can copy this color and just paste it here to keep them consistent. And obviously, if I'm happy with that and I want to apply the change, I do need to click this publish button at the top. And of course, once it's published, then it'll be effective on the front end. I'm still in the editor here, so I'm also just going to exit the Visual Builder here, which should reload the page. And now you can see I've got a green bar at the top as per that change. This logo as well, you can see right now it's an animated logo, and that logo is also changed here in the theme settings. That's in your actually, no what? It's not here. I lie. The logo is the one thing that's not here. All right. The other little fun bit for the settings here is these header elements, right? The phone number that you see up top here in the green bar, and the email address, which you also see up here in the top in this green bar. These social media icons and the logo itself, that comes from your theme settings, right? So the theme that you use is called Divi, and that's even further down. So we were in appearance. I just want to run through the rest of it. Plugins is where you add on extra functionality to your website. We'll talk more about that later. Users is where you, obviously, if people register on your website, this is where they will appear and where you can edit them, etc., or get the data. Tools is not really anything you need to worry about. Settings, again, your default settings should be correct, but you're welcome to go through them initially at the start when you set up your website and just double check everything. Rank Math is an SEO tool which you'll use when you start posting a whole lot of content on your website. And then finally, Divi is the theme that you use. And your theme options is something you definitely want to come and check when you first create a website. Because the very first option is, of course, logo. If you click the upload button here, it opens the media uploader, and I just need I'm just going to quickly find an image to pull in here. Sorry. Images. I'm just going to bring in a static Redshift logo. So you just literally drag and drop onto this media uploader window, and then it's in the media library. Like when it's like this, you can click on the select files, and it should open up a window on your computer to select a file, but it's easier just to drag and drop into this. And obviously, once something's in the media library, you just need to select it to actually use it. And then, all right, I click the red button that says set as logo. So that changes that logo. And then the social media stuff, here's where those URLs are. So here I would paste in my Facebook profile URL and my Twitter profile URL, etc., etc. I know no one really uses G+. If you want to use G+ for LinkedIn, then just let me know and I'll give you the CSS you need to add to make that happen. And yeah, CSS you add down here as well. on this main page of your theme, there is a custom CSS box. And this is where you can write CSS that'll overwrite things on the front end of the website. So, for example, where that's useful is turning this Google Plus icon into a LinkedIn icon, for example. Okay, you can just put a bit of CSS here to do that. And obviously, once you're happy with everything, you want to click on Save Changes, and that'll publish the changes to the front end of the website. So you see here where we've got this animated logo. If I now refresh, we've now got a static logo there. It's that easy to change and update and etc. Obviously, there's in your customize in your appearance customized settings. There's a whole lot of settings relating to that logo. So the height, etc., etc. So if I go back here to the header and the primary menu bar, you'll see that there's a menu height and there's a logo max height, and I can make my logo a little bit bigger. I can make it fit that space, and you can see it changing in real time as I drag here. So I can see if I'm happy with it. And this goes for fonts and colors all the way across your whole website. There's huge amounts of options. There's even all the mobile styles. And what's nice is when I preview one of the mobile styles, it actually shows me what it's going to look like here in the previewer. So, and then I can set specific mobile styling. Of course, the modules as well allow for fine grain kind of mobile styling as well.